The content on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only. Please contact your financial advisor for any financial questions you may have concerning your investments. Looking for the tools that'll help you build your generational wealth? Make sure you stop by www.ujamanetwork.com. There you're going to find the list of Black-owned banks and credit unions, as well as all the centralized and decentralized exchanges, hardware and software wallets that we use here, right on the page for your generational wealth needs. That's www.ujamanetwork.com. Retailers are already warning customers that the shelves are going to be empty pretty soon, and we're talking within a matter of weeks. You'll start seeing empty stock on a lot of shelves for items that were not even part of the tariffs. And this is going to be due to all the other factors that's going into it. Let's talk about agriculture. Let's talk about electronics. We're going to talk about it all this week, and we're going to see where the smart money is on trying to navigate this in your purchases on the stock exchange and in crypto. Farmers are already ringing the alarm bell, and as it pertains to American politics, for those of my viewers from other countries, understand that America's biggest export next to our weapons is our food. Now, a lot of our food, especially our beef products, are banned in certain countries, but that doesn't mean our soybeans and our wheat and our barley and anything that you see on that table that comes from the US of A. Yeah, that's going to be a problem as no one's paying for these tariffs. The importers at the other end of that supply chain and in countries like yours are not picking up the tab. And as a result, those items that you would take for granted normally are not going to be there. And the same thing is going to happen for the United States. Our poultry industry is pretty self sufficient, but that doesn't mean it's going to be immune to the price increases. Right now, farmers are letting people know ahead of time this is not good. Because in addition to the tariffs that are being applied to our imports and exports, you have a shortage of labor in the United States of America. People who would normally be working these jobs are scared to come out due to another policy agenda by this administration. They're not here. They're not coming out. They're not risking deportation. And to make matters worse, there was recently an amnesty program. It's making it so that you can self deport, get out of the country. The administration will send you $1,000 once you touch ground or touch grass in that country. You can self report on an app and will even pay or help subsidize the flight home. This is crazy work. And the problem with it is directly affecting that administration's base. This is where those votes came from. And they're going to be hurting. We might not see it immediately, but forecasters are saying that this is going to happen within months of right now. Think pork bellies, think beef, think corn, think soybean. All of these products and goods that usually get boxed up and shipped overseas, cotton. It's not looking good. These are commodities. Maybe you should start taking in and taking a look at who are the biggest exporters, and looks like they're going to be shorted on the stock exchange. Things are not going to be going good well. Take a look at it. Now, irrespective of what's going on with the tariffs, the policy towards migration in this country for those workers are directly going to impact what we consume as food, not only in the United States, but around the world. In addition to agriculture, we also have a shortage of electronics coming well before the Christmas shopping season. There was a viral moment where the commander in chief mentioned that little girls won't be able to have 30 dolls this Christmas, maybe one or two. No, it's not even looking like that. In addition to this trade war affecting that market, think large scale. When every country on that list is an exporter of some plastic materials that we can't make in this country due to EPA regulations, which means if we were to bring those jobs back, we will be bringing back those dangerous chemicals and entering them near our food supplies, which is our one of our biggest exports. Can the U.S. afford to do that? See, this is the short sightedness of a policy that has no actual chance of changing any of the things it set out to change. This is going to be interesting. Electronics, dolls, certain clothing items. You might want to stock up now as a consumer. Now, what do you do with that news as an investor? Well, that's up to you and your financial advisor. So, how is this going to affect the crypto market? Well, in a number of ways. Number one, let's just talk with mining first. Let's start with that. Those electronic parts and components, such as ASIC miners, which are not made in the United States of America, or just the parts to bring them in, semiconductors that are not made in America, even if you have a manufacturer in the States, you're not going to be able to get them, or the price is just simply going up. Inflation across the board. That's the number one way it's going to affect cryptocurrency. Also, with that inflation comes higher interest rates. Higher interest rates affect market stability. People are going to be pulling money here from there and then putting it back in some other investment vehicle just to maintain some sense of growth through this year. It's all going to be affected by these tariffs. Now, in addition to the inflation and the adjusting rates, there's something called market instability. That's going to drive your fear and greed index. When people feel a certain way about how or where this cryptocurrency is going, people are either going to engage in mass purchasing as a way to offset the losses on things like the stock market, commodities, and try to invest more in cryptocurrencies. As the economic slowdown begins to take hold, you might see the reverse. But these correlations are just part of a pattern with cryptocurrency. When people get scared, they start moving their money. You just have to be aware of where those movements are going to trend. Now, the auto industry didn't need any more bad news, but here it is. It's getting it. In addition to the disruption of the supply chain of vehicles even getting to the country, websites are already putting in the tariff induced price, meaning that what you're going to be paying for the vehicle and how much more you're going to be paying for these tariffs right on the websites. In addition, the shortages in semiconductors that are anticipated is going to affect parts on these vehicles. That's going to affect the mechanics. And in addition to the sales department, you got the service department being hit. And there's just already a glut of vehicles, not enough people to buy them. People cannot afford these vehicles, period, point blank. Sales have already started to take hit. Let's forget about Tesla for right now, who's losing all over the world because of the politics that the founder had followed. But we're also talking about an overall reduction in sales numbers from all vehicles. People just can't afford these vehicles or these vehicle loans. This is all going to be related to what's going on with these tariffs. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Is there anything we can do about this? I think you're going to have to wait it out. I'll talk to you later.